Hello, and thank you for your interest in fellowships at the Playwright Center. In this video, I'll take you through the process of application from beginning to end. As an example, I'm going to use the McKnight National Residency and Commission application, but you can use the same techniques to apply for any of our fellowships that you're eligible for. We'll begin at the Playwright Center homepage, pwcenter.org. If we click on Programs, then we can find whichever program we want to apply for. From the Core Writer, Jerome, Many Voices, McKnight Fellowships, McKnight Residency and Commission, to McKnight Theater Artist Fellowships. The Core Apprentice program has a different application process, which you'll see if you click on this link. Let's click on McKnight National Residency and Commission. Here we can see all the details about the fellowship and some eligibility details. Please look at this carefully to make sure that you're eligible for the fellowship before you go through the process of filling out your application. Down at the bottom, we see the deadline, which is December 13th, and the link to access the application. This will take us to SlideRoom, which is the online application platform that we use. It's important to note that SlideRoom is different from the Playwright Center membership site. If you are a member of the Playwright Center, putting in your email and password for membership will not get you to the application site. They're two separate systems. Unfortunately, the way that they work right now, we can't have them talk to each other. So I'm going to sign up because I haven't applied through SlideRoom before. I'm going to put in my email address, and I'm going to make up a password. I'll agree to the terms of service and click sign up. Great, now I've registered successfully. It says please check your email and click the activation link. This is a way for the system to know that you're really the person who's signing up. So I'll go to my email, and I see an email that says, welcome to SlideRoom. We can click this account, or this link to activate our account. Great, so now my account has been made, and I'll continue to the login. Put in that same information that I just set up, and log in. If at any point you're logging in and you can't remember what you signed up with, just enter your primary email address and click Forgot Password, and they'll send you a link to reset that. Now I'm here on the Playwright Center dashboard page in SlideRoom. You can see the main contact if you have questions, that's myself, and a directory of all of the programs that are still open. You'll notice that the Jerome Fellowship is not listed here because that application deadline has passed. From here, you can apply for any of the programs that you're eligible for. Let's pick McKnight National Residency and Commission. This has all of the details that was on our Playwright Center website, but you can look over this again. Make sure you meet all of these eligibility requirements. And then we can look down and see what the application is going to consist of. So these are things that you want to prepare before you submit your application. A resume, a full-length play script, and a project proposal, and one person who will be your reference or write your letter of recommendation. Let's click Begin Application. You'll see that I'm registering as an individual. Nobody is allowed to apply as a group, so all applications need to come from an individual. I'll put in my name. I'll put in my address. And my phone number. And continue to the application. Now you'll see that this is kind of doubled from the page before. We do ask for your primary phone number and your current mailing address. The reason we do this is if folks have used SlideRoom before, many people who've applied for a graduate school program or other fellowships at other organizations will have already used SlideRoom and made an account, and they don't always remember to update their contact information. So SlideRoom itself will pull whatever account information you added when you signed up, but we ask you to put this in again just to make sure that the contact information we have for you is up to date. So I'll put that in again. And if there's somewhere where I would prefer my mail sent or anything like that, I can put that here as well. Now it asks for my preferred pronouns. So this is helpful when evaluators are talking about your application and your work in their written and verbal evaluations, so they know that they're not using the wrong pronouns when referring to you. So I use she, her, and hers, so I'll enter that. Then I'm going to put in the title of the script that I'm submitting. So this is important, particularly for the National Residency and Commission application, because you will be proposing a project that's different from the script that you're submitting. So you want to make sure that this title is the writing sample or the full-length script that you're attaching with your application. I'm calling mine sample script. And then how did we hear about the program? That's helpful for us to know what's useful in getting the word out and how people are finding out about us. So we'll say I heard from a friend. Now these are some eligibility questions. Have you received a McKnight Artist Fellowship in any discipline ever? I never have, so I'll hit no. If you did, that doesn't necessarily disqualify you, but we will need to know the discipline that you received it in and the year that you received it in. If you've received a McKnight Fellowship in any of these years, basically the past 5 years, you are not eligible to apply again this year. You would be able to apply after that 5-year period runs out. Next, it's asking if I've had 2 different plays fully produced by professional theaters at the time of the application. So please read this carefully. This determines if you're eligible for this program. For things like the Many Voices program, it's asking if you have had more than one professional production of a play. And so each fellowship has different eligibility guidelines. So just be sure to read that carefully. For the purposes of this application, I'll say yes, I have, because that means I'm eligible to apply. And then we'll need to reread this eligibility section very carefully to say that yes, I'm eligible. Then we'll click yes to certify that all of this application information is true and correct. And as you can see, and you maybe have noticed throughout, the changes do save automatically, but you can always click that saved button. And you'll see we're on step 1 of 4. To move on, we can click continue to the next step or next up here. If at any point you need to leave, you can click save and exit, and it will save where you are in your application. Next, we have the attachments. The evaluators for this program will weigh each attachment in a particular way. That will change from program to program, so do take a look at it for whatever program you're applying for. In this case, the script itself that you submit is worth 30%, your proposal is worth 50%, and the suitability of the project to this fellowship and to the Playwright Center is 20%. So that's just helpful for you guys to know, but when the evaluators do their evaluations, that's where the scoring will come from. First, we want the playwriting resume. It's very helpful to note on your resume which plays meet the criteria for fully produced by a professional theater, because then when I'm checking people's eligibility, I can see if you are or aren't eligible. So I'm going to choose a file and attach it, and we'll say I'll attach my resume. This could be a PDF or a Word document. And as we can see, it's processing and it's attaching right here. If, for example, I put the wrong resume up or the wrong document, all I have to do is click this little trash can and it'll remove it for you. Next is the full-length play script, also a PDF or a Word document. It's important to note that these are expected to be full-length plays, meaning they run at least an hour in performance, and these need to be written only by yourself, so co-written work is not accepted. If you're writing a musical, you need to be the person who wrote the book and be very clear if you did and did not write the lyrics. So I'll choose my file and I'll upload a Word doc in this case with my script. The next thing is the project proposal. Now for the McKnight National Residency and Commission application, this is a specific project proposal about the piece that you would develop if you received the fellowship. For the Many Voices Fellowship or mentorship or the Core Writer Program, this will be either a statement of goals, an artistic statement, or something like that. So what this exact thing is going to change from program to program, but functions exactly the same, where you just choose an attachment that's either a PDF or a Word doc and you attach it. So you can see our script is nice and attached and the artistic statement is nice and attached. Now we'll hit next. References. So for each of these programs, with the exception of the McKnight Fellowship in Playwriting, we ask for at least one letter of recommendation. Some programs require 2, some require 1. So this needs to come from an agent, a theater professional. In this case, for the Many Voices Fellowship and Jerome Fellowships, it could be another collaborator, a professor, somebody who knows your work and can talk about your work as a playwright. So what we do here is we click Add Reference, and we'll put in the person's name. I will use my collaborator, Elena Barnes. And we'll put in her title, if she has one, her email address, and you can enter the phone number, organization, and relationship if you want, but it's not required. I can also send a personal message. You can also click, I agree to waive my right to view this recommendation. If you unclick it, you will be able to view the recommendation before it's attached to your application, but your evaluators will see that you did view it before it was attached. So that is up to you. I'm going to waive my right to view it and just let Elena upload it herself. Then I'll hit Send Request. One thing I recommend doing is reaching out to your recommenders before you do this process so they know what to expect and what the deadline is. Letters of recommendation are due the same day as the rest of the application. So whatever the application deadline is, which you can see up here at the top through the whole application, that is when the letters are due. So let's say before I started this process, I called or emailed Elena and said, hey, would you please write a letter of recommendation for me? Here's the program I'm interested in. And she said, yes, absolutely. Now the system has sent her an email that basically says, please click this link to fill out a reference. So I'll say okay, and we can see this is who we sent it to. This is the email address we used for her. This is the status, meaning we just sent that to her today, and when she fills it out, the status will change to completed. If she says, oh, I didn't get that link, or I think I deleted it, you can always come back to this screen and resend it, or edit and send it to a different email address. Again, you can see the deadline is the same deadline as the rest of the application. Now that this is done, we'll hit Next. Once you have submitted, you will not be able to make any changes. If you submit the application and realize, oh man, I uploaded the wrong form, I put the wrong information, you can always email me at juliab@pwcenter.org, and you can request that I unsubmit your application for you. This isn't going to cost anything and it won't disqualify you from applying to the program, but that's the only way that you'll be able to make edits after you've hit submit. Please read this carefully just so you know what the process looks like. And now you're ready to submit. I recommend reviewing your application before you submit. So let's click here. You'll see I haven't submitted it yet, so in big yellow, we know that you still need to do that. You can also print it off if you want to keep it for your records. So we'll see, here's all my information that I put in. Here's how I answered all of these questions, so I'll make sure that I answered these accurately. Here's the attachments. It's my resume. Yep, that's the file I wanted to. If we need to edit, we can always go back to that page and edit. Yep, that's the script that I wanted. That's my project proposal. Yep, that's the right reference. Great. If it all looks good, we hit close and then submit application. Again, once we've done this, we can't edit it anymore. And then you'll see this page. Congratulations, you've successfully submitted your application. This also tells you when to expect. Oh, looks like I need to edit that to 2019. And you are also welcome to take advantage of 3 free months of membership as a thank you for applying. Again, if you have any questions, please reach out to me. My email address is right here. You can print off your confirmation and keep your confirmation number for your records, or you can print off a copy of your full application. But now you're all set. If you have any questions, please reach out to me, and I hope this has been helpful, and I will look forward to receiving your final application. Thank you.